Hello, my name is Kevin Douglas Berg. Welcome to What Was I Saying blog KDB. I'm here to provoke thought and move humanity just a little bit. We're going to touch on why men's suicide rate is so high. They don't exactly know why. This is from Medical Review by Yrs and Older, this guy. And I'll put it in the comments. You guys want to check it out. There are lots of potential reasons for this trend. While some progress has been made to lower the rate, more is work to address men's mental health. Language matters. You know the men between male and men. Studies and references in this article usually report on data include participants who are transgender, binary, gender conforming, genderqueer, agender, and genderless. Here we go, guys, girls. The statistics of men's suicide rates. More than 48,000 people died in 2021 of suicide. The same year, 2021, the suicide rate among men was almost 4 times higher than the suicide rate among women. Men make up 50% of the population, but they compose nearly 80% of the suicides. Some groups of men have higher risk of suicides. They differ in ages, ethnicities, gender identity, sexual orientations, and occupations. Wow. Suicide rates are highest among those aged 75 years and older. Suicide rate for adolescents and young adults is lower than suicide rates for other groups, but suicide is still the second leading cause of death for young men. In 2021, 9% of high school students attempted suicide during the previous 12 months. Girls were 12.4 more likely to attempt suicide than boys, 12.4 to 5.3. Male suicide are highest among Native American men, followed by white men. Male suicides are consistently higher than females. Both males and female suicide rates were highest in Africa and the lowest in the Eastern Mediterranean. Adults with disabilities were significantly more likely to experience suicide ideation, planning, or attempts. Why do men have such high suicide rates? There are lots of potential contributing factors towards suicide. There's no simple answer, though. Women are more likely to receive a diagnosis of depression than men. Did not know that. It might be depression in men goes unreported because men are likely to reach out for help. If you know of someone, if someone is acting differently than what they're used to, if they don't want to be involved in things, if they don't want to go anywhere, if they don't want to really talk, reach out to them. Reach out to them and tell them it's okay to admit you're not feeling well. It's okay to admit your life's not the best. It's okay to admit you feel bad. It's okay because you are human. Have that person seek some help. Seek some help for that person. Show that person that you care, that you're involved, that you are genuinely concerned for him. Depression goes underreported because men are less likely to reach help. Yep. Excuse me. They're less likely to seek support as well. Men, if you need support, seek it. It's not that you're not strong. It's not that you're weak. It's not that you can't handle it. It's not that you're not manly. It's that you're struggling and you're human. Seek help. Seek help, whatever you can do. Whatever you're going through, seek some help. Seek some clarity. Seek some support. Seek some support and friends and possible others that feel exactly like you. You can work on it. Women are likely to attempt suicide, but men are likely to die by suicide. Half of all gun owners are men, and half of a suicide involve firearms, unfortunately, according to a 2002 study. From 2000 to 2019, most areas in the world saw a decrease in suicide rates, but rates increased in America. Sexuality and gender. 45% of LGBTQ and you seriously considered suicide in the past year. If you know somebody that is confused with their gender, talk to them as well. 28% of CIS gender LGBTQ in men and 59% of transgender LGBTQ plus men considered suicide. 6% of LGBTQ in men and 22% of transgender LGBTQ and men attempted suicide. A 2002 study with transgender teens in Canada found this group is 7.6 more times likely to attempt suicide. Occupations, there's a higher rate among veterans. Not surprising. If you look at my promo, I agree that I feel that if anybody works in the military industrial complex, anything that goes strategic defense, budget, anything that we use to protect ourselves in that arena or that realm, they should set aside 10% on every contract promo of what they get from the government to handle the veteran affairs when they come back. It's only fair. They make money off the war. They can take care of the people that use their weapons and die, use their things and die, use their services and die, whatever. That is the least we can do. It's not to have them to worry about how do I do this. I'm not getting. It's not really clicking for me going into the work environment. Yeah, have employment foundations too. Some kind of way to help people out. The whole nine. Whatever veterans need when they come back to get back associated with life. They need that covered. All of it. Mental, physical, whatever. 30,000 veterans of post 9/11 wars died by suicide. Wow. That's horrible. Compared with over 7,000 who were killed in the conflict. Wow. So more than 4 times the rate of those that had died came back and committed suicide. Predominantly male veterans die, according to the Department of Veteran Affairs. These occupations are higher in suicide. Construction, mining, quarrying, oil and gas, transportation and warehousing. Man, I can see that. You're alone for long times, and you get lonesome, and you start overthinking stuff. Agriculture. A lot of time on the farm, a lot of time by yourself. I can see that as well. Forestry, same thing. Fishing and hunting. It's important how suicide rates between male groups. LGBTQ and men For example, they have a higher risk of mental health conditions that CIS gender heterosexual men than regular men. This is due to increased discrimination and stigma based on their sexual orientation or gender identity. We gotta, like I said about genders, it's all static. It's what's in the soul that counts. It is the soul of the person. It is the character of the person. It is what the person does and how the person behaves. It has nothing to do with gender. It has nothing to do with color. It has nothing to do with the creed. It has nothing to do with ethnicity. People are quality people no matter what skin, what gender they identify, how they identify, what kind of, what sex they're attracted to. It does not fucking matter. What matters is the person. It really is horrible that they have such a stigma, they feel like they have to commit suicide. Similar older men have a high risk of suicide than younger men. This may be due to the factors like isolation and loneliness. Completely agree. Completely agree. I addressed this promo, my mom and attachments. My mom said to me, you don't want to be 51 in a chat room. And here I am. And attachments, they make your life whole. Attachments to friends, associations, job people, people after work, people before work, your neighbors, your friends, the person you play whatever with. Those attachments are a lot of the reasons why people do not try to commit suicide. If you know of a loner, that's a man. If you know of a loner that you work with, that's a man, a friend or whatever, and they're alone a lot of time, talk to them. Ask them how they're doing. Just say, hey, Bob, Joe, Carol, Matt, whatever. I just want to know how you're doing. How are you doing? I am not going to judge one way or another. I just want to know, how are you doing? Because I feel for you. Because I want you to be around. Because I like you. Because I love you. Because I feel that life is better when you're in it and involved. How have you been feeling lately? You can tell me. It is perfectly okay not to feel perfectly okay. That's what we gotta get across to men. It's perfectly okay not to feel perfectly okay. Tell me how you're feeling. That's how we're gonna beat the stereotype. That's how we're gonna beat the stigma. How can we lower men's rates? Everyone gonna help our low men's suicide rates on both macro and micro level. Support the men in your life. Keep an eye out for signs of depression. Let them know you are here for them. What did I just say? Take any potential signs of suicidal ideation seriously. When someone says, I'd be better off if I wasn't here. I can't stand this, it's just too much for me. I just feel like killing myself. Those is ideation questions. They are reaching out for help. They are giving you an SOS. They are giving you, can someone help me? I don't know. And I am too fucking strong to say I need help. Make sure the men in your life know where they can go for support. Absolutely. Be it friends, family, their doctor, therapist, or local organizations. Always. You always have an avenue. You always have someone to talk to. You always have someone that is concerned about you no matter what time of your life. On micro level, people can lower men's suicide by continuing to remove the stigma. Remove the stigma. How you doing, Bob? How you doing, Jake? How you doing, Paul? How you doing, Sam? I notice you're not feeling like you were before. What's on your mind? How are you feeling? You can tell me. I am interested because I care about you. Because you're important to me. Men are they're still more comfortable expressing themselves. There's still a long way to go. But pursuing therapy is a vital aspect. It's important to normalize going to therapy as a man. It's okay to go to therapy. It's okay not to feel good. It's okay that you're not up and about all the time. It's okay that you're a little down in the dumps. Let's discuss. Let's talk about it. Because it's okay not to be okay. That's what we gotta say. Addressing issues like homophobic and transphobic discrimination, systematic racism, and social isolation among older men in your community can also help lower suicide rates. If you need help, many organizations. Mental Health America, you can reach the crisis text line by texting HOME to 741. You can contact the Disaster Distress Helpline at 800-985-5990. 800-985-5990. If you're experiencing emotional distress related to natural human causes. If you think your loved one might be in an immediate crisis, call 988 Suicide and Crisis Line or 911. Go to your local emergency room. It is okay not to be okay. And acknowledge I'm not okay. Men's suicide rates are much higher than suicide rates in other genders. Some progress has been done. It's a large, daunting task. If you're dealing with difficult mental health concerns, know you're not alone. Yeah, you are not alone. And I really found that out after I attempted suicide. And then if you look at statistics with depression, then you look at divorce, separation, ADHD, extreme social separation disorder, you see there are factors that are involved saying, I'm not okay with not being okay. I am very much different than my generation was. My dad was like, why are you crying? Like, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Well, I'm crying because I express my feelings. And a lot of men don't do that. And that's fine. I completely understand. But if you need help, don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Don't be embarrassed to tell somebody, I am not that okay. I would like to talk to someone about it. I am not that okay. Maybe I'd like to go group with it. I am not that okay. Let me discuss what's in my head. I am not that okay. I just want to tell you I'm reaching out. You know, strong men. Unfortunately, so strong, they would kill themselves rather than admit they're not feeling good. It's not working out for them. Their life's not all they wanted. Excuse me. Reach out whenever you feel like something is going on. And just say, hey, Bob, I noticed you weren't like this or that or the other. Or hey, girls too. Hey, Sally, what's going, I noticed you weren't like this, that, or the other. Or hey, Paul, hey, Matt, hey. Reach out to your neighbors, reach out to your loved ones, reach out to your friends and family and people you meet so we can move humanity just a little better. So we can make a difference. So that person struggling understands it's okay not to be okay. Until we get there, we have to get there, especially with men. Especially with men. My name is Kevin Douglas Berg. This is What Was I Saying Blog KDB. This was a special edition having to do with Let's Do It To It. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Men suicides are a crisis in our country, and let's do everything we can to try to fix that. Try to get that turning the other way, and tell people it's okay not to be okay, and let them talk, and let them whatever they want to do, cry, rant, rave, whatever, and address their concerns, their issues, their ideas, their problems, their obstacles, so you can help that person and we help humanity. All right, come to Berg, West Same Block, KDB. Always break it down with prayer. Pray for you, pray for me, pray for world peace. Pray for people coming and going. Pray for people, planes, trains, automobiles. Pray for those that are on the roads and off the roads. Pray for anybody that's served, is serving, has served and fighting with PTSD. Pray for all rescue staff, anybody in uniform, anybody policeman or policewomen. Pray for you and me and world peace. And pray for the train goes back and forth. Watch out for motorcycles that are out. Thank you. Pray for you and me, world peace. My name's Kevin Berg. Your provoked thought. Move me forward. Kevin out. Thank you, folks.